So let's go over my super coach for round one. Now I got 2,219 super coach points for this week. I'm ranked in the top 36%. So I am ranked 63,133rd out of about 175,608 teams, which is insane. So I'll have a look at my team. Now you might see there's a screenshot of you've got Josh Dacos, Harry Dean, Nick Dacos, Tanner Bruin, Jagger Smith as well. Although I did have him on my bench. But those players before I mentioned Mitch Edwards, I actually had in my team, obviously. And since they all have buys, so I've just gotten rid of them. So my team for this week is Naziah Wangani-Miller. He had a pretty good game on the weekend. We got Sam Gridge. Now, I had him on the bench, unfortunately, which sucked. But I also had Jacob Giskus, Josh Lindsay, 61 points on his debut. That's pretty cool. Jai Sarong, Michael Selwood, I think he's going to be a very, very handy player for the next decade in the Bulldogs' defence, and for him, only 119.9k. I think that is pretty solid. I've also got the Bonts. I had him as my vice captain, and my captain is Christian Petrarca, who's, he had a pretty good game on the weekend. Also got Zach Butters. Now, he did okay against North. He got 94 points. Noah Anderson, 132. Xavier Lindsay, 71. William Dersma on his debut as pick 1, 78, which is solid. Zeke Hewland, I'm going to keep. He reminds me of sort of Harry. Who did I have? I think I had Harry Sharp last year, all of last year. So I'm going to keep Zeke Hewland. Now I'm not going to compare the two because Zeke Hewland's going to be so much better than what's his name, Harry Sharp. Although Harry Sharp is still young, he's still developing, and he had a solid game on the weekend for the D's. You've also got Dyson Sharp, and I've done one trade. So I've gotten rid of Jacob Farrow and have taken up Millen Murdoch, who had a whopping 110. And Jacob Murdoch was the only player on my team that did not even play. So I'm like, I might get him later on. 99.1k for 110 points. Yes, please. Will he do that again this week? Probably not. However, I mean, he could easily get like a solid 50 to 60 points. That'd be pretty cool. And my rucks, I have Tim English, Tom De Koning, and Mitch Edwards. Now, I'm keeping Tom De Koning. I probably should have still gotten Max Gawn, but I had him all the last, 3 years. So I'm just like, I'm going to switch it up. And I've never had Tim English before, so I thought, why not get Tim English? And he had 127, and Bulldogs dominated GWS. Now, I've also got Harry Sheasel, Ben King. I mean, he's going to kick 60-plus goals this year, and he was really the only key forward to really, I guess, score a lot of points. Although Jezza Cameron's still pretty handy as well. He had 23 and 32 goals. Like, that's three goals at disposal. You've also got Sam Waller. I'm keeping. He's in my team for until he retires, really. I've also got Cooper Trenbar, who had a solid game against the Port Adelaide Power. I've got Lombard, who had 55, and Trent Blymears, who I didn't really hear much about, but he had 70 Supercoach points, which is unbelievable. Yeah, so I'm expected to get 1,558 this week, unfortunately. Look, it's not great, but like with the amount of talent I have out in Josh Dacos, Harry Dean, Nick Dacos, Tanner Bruin, and Jagger Smith, I've also got Roses on my bench as well, Malcolm Roses that is. So I'm doing okay, depending on how it goes. I'm keeping Xavier Lindsay in my mid. William Dersma I'm keeping. Ezekiel and I'm keeping, and Millen and Dyson as well I'm keeping. And obviously the Bonts. So we'll see what happens. At the moment, I don't really want to get rid of anybody. I have $317,000 in my salary cap left, and I have 39 trades left. So I'm going to keep it as that for now, and we'll wait till next week and see how we go. So comment below what suggestions would you like me to make for my SuperCoach, and subscribe to the channel. I will probably do a SuperCoach link down in the comments. So if you want to join me, you can in my SuperCoach league, and I also have an AFL fantasy league. So if you want to see my team, feel free to comment below, and who knows, it'll probably most likely be in my team next week, in the video next week. So yeah, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hope you enjoy and bring on the footy. Peace.